Hey everybody, Luxinda Swirl here. We are going to work on a new tumbler. This is an order I have for Christmas. There are actually going to be 10 of these tumblers in all sorts of colors. I'm going to do the first one here with you. It's basically a test to see if I can produce what the customer is asking me to produce. And what that is she bought one of these a while ago, my rainbow tumblers. I will link below to the video where I made these and the Etsy store where I sell these if you want to see it. What she has asked me to do is basically take each of these rainbow colors, so Roy G. Biv, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet. I have skipped the indigo portion, and we're going with these 6. So each one will go on its own tumbler, in essence. Some will be duplicated, some she wants slightly different colors than these 6 here, but as a start, we are going to do I'm going to do the red cup first. Might as well start with the first color on this cup. So the way I did this is there is no paint on the cup. It is completely naked when it starts. I wash it. I do not sand it because I don't want scratches to show through. You can see the metal in certain parts. That's part of the appeal, I think, is it adds a different look than if there's a spray paint below or base underneath. So I have a washed tumbler here, not sanded, ready to go. And instead of doing just one red, this is all done with Pinata, what does that say? Oh my gosh. Again, glasses help. This red is all done with Pinata Senorita Magenta. That is that red color, but the customer insists that there are so many different colors within each band of color. And in order to try and give that to her, I'm actually going to do some different reds, and this might not work out. She might not like this. This is why we're doing one first as a test. If she likes this, then I will do multiple versions of a color for each tumbler after this. If she doesn't like how this works out, I will go back to doing it just red. But for the first attempt, I am going to try, these are both alcohol inks from Marabou. This is Garnet Red and Cherry Red. I have the Senorita Magenta from Jacquard Pinata. And I have Sparkle Rio Red from Christy Taylor Creations. These are all relatively close and complementary. And the way you get the swirls, the way I get the swirls, the way anybody who tries this gets the swirls is with Jacquard Pinata Blanco, the white. It's a little more dense than all of the colors, so it produces the swirls. You put on the color, you put on drops of the Blanco, and you hit it with a heat gun and everything starts swirling around. That's what makes it look like this. So I'm going to gear up. I'm going to put about 25 milliliters of resin on this, epoxy resin with some Marabou Rainbow Alcohol ink in it. The additive, this is the sparkle. This has it, my base of clear resin epoxy before I add the colors. I use this in the resin. So 20 to 25 milliliters of epoxy resin with the rainbow sparkles. Then I will proceed to drop reds, drops of red. I will drop drops of red onto the tumbler, followed by drops of white, and hit it with a heat gun and hope that I get something she really likes. And I'll fast forward so you can enjoy the show without it getting too boring. Stay tuned. And we're back. All right, well, here is the outcome from what you just watched me do. Well, it's pretty. It's also extremely busy and not at all what I was going for, which is more like the rainbow cup I showed you. And there are certain similarities, certainly, but this is so much more, I don't know, relaxed and swirling, and this is just kind of chaotic. It's got some nice swirls in it, but I think I covered it with too much red, so you really don't get any sense of the metal underneath. Well, maybe in a spot or two, but mostly not at all because it's all red. And then I put on way too much white, which is what caused all the chaos instead of just nice swirls. So I'm going to save this and do something else with this. I just decided not to strip it. I think it can work as something else, maybe a Valentine's cup or something, but not for this customer in this order. So I'm going back to the drawing board. I am narrowing my 4 reds down to 3. I wasn't crazy about how one of them looked, so I'm going to go with the Senorita Magenta and the 2 Marabou Garnet and Cherry Reds. And over here, because the customer wants a whole bunch of cups, I believe I told you, she wants blue, but the graphic she wants on it is really more aqua. So I'm going to go with these 3 inks and see if it turns out closer to what the graphic is that we're putting on it. It will be this one of these sea turtles in what looks like aquamarine type water or color water. Aquas. We have a turquoise, we have a Laguna. Turquoise is Brie Reese. Laguna is Ranger alcohol ink, and Pool is also a Ranger alcohol ink. So we're going to go with these 3. And onto both, I will still be using, this is the Blanco Blanco, the Pinata White. I transferred it to a smaller bottle because I think part of why I got so much white on this was because I was dropping it with a big pipette because all I had was the big bottle of white. Too much was coming out. So I'm hoping this gives me a little more control. This is a very tiny needle nose bottle. So I am going to gear up. I am going to slather 20 to 25 milliliters on both of these, but I'm really hoping the second round gets us in a much better place than what you just watched.